What's good, YouTube? We are back again with another video. Right now, I wanted to tell you that these are some of the best sneakers you can have tech wise, whether you're playing outdoors, whether you're playing indoors. These are the two best sneakers I think that Nike gives you that's a non-signature, right? If I had to say between these, the LeBron 20s, of course any current Jordan, these are going to play phenomenal. I have to say, man, I played in these both indoor and outdoor. Actually haven't played in this one outdoor. I played in this one indoor and outdoor. In fact, this has become one of my main outdoor sneakers, and I'll tell you why. We'll get into it. If you guys don't know, this sneaker in particular is the sneaker that Nikola Jokic wore this entire season. His versions are PEs. Nike makes them specifically for him. They have Joker's symbol on them. They have Joker throughout the shoe. But this is what he wore. He wore the Nike GT Jump, and it is a great sneaker for a big man. And this is the Nike GT Cut 2.0. Now, the 1.0 was very difficult to obtain. The 2.0, they are putting them out there. In fact, they are on sale currently. You could find this sneaker and this sneaker about 100, I would say 100 to 120 bucks easily. Go check Nike.com. Go check Dick'sSportingGoods.com. Go check those two. Those two will have these between 100 to 130, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing because these are top of the line tech when it comes to innovation. These two are one of the better Nikes that you could put in your basketball bag, right? I will say this, the cut does matter if you are a person in which low cut. What does low cut give you? I know a lot of people and a lot of old heads say they need a lot of ankle support to have or feel supported, but that's not the case. What a low cut sneaker does for you, it gives you the mobility on the ankle. Unfortunately, when I wear these, right, they go up so high on my foot in particular that I don't have that ability on my ankle to now make moves, or I don't feel like I have the mobility. Maybe I could still do the same exact things and the same exact moves that I do on this, but you get a lot of freedom on this. So just picture this as my foot, and this is my ankle, and I have the mobility to move around, back steps, crossovers, and there's a lot of freedom in movement. Whereas opposed to this, and this is exactly how it's going to look for the most part, is now your ankle is a lot more covered. So I never felt like I could sprain my ankle in these. Same goes for this. I didn't feel unsecure. These are very secure shoes. Just want to say right off the bat that the cuts are significantly different. Now, one thing that I will say, traction is amazing on both. Like any other sneaker, they do tend to warm up and get better the more you play in them. This one in particular, I would say the third day, the traction was really, really good. Same thing for this one. Traction was really, really good after I played in a couple of games, maybe the second day. Same thing for the LeBron 20. LeBron 20 was kind of slippery out the gate. Maybe 10 games in, not even actually, maybe about 6 or 7 games in, the LeBron 20 traction is super phenomenal now. So like anything, basketball sneakers tend to get better the more you play in them. So that's super important. The cushioning setup on both of these are vastly different, but they are very high tech. And in fact, this is some of the most high tech cushion you could possibly have in a sneaker. It is catered to a bigger player, in my opinion. I think if they made this a more low-cut sneaker, this would have been a banger. Somehow, some way, if you could have made this a low, this would have been really, really nice to play in because the stability was virtually perfect. As far as this one, I have no complaints. You may have some complaints about fit. Unfortunately, everybody's foot is shaped differently. Arches are different. So how it fits me may be completely different on how it fits you. I do have a high arch, so I'm not flat-footed. I have a semi-wide foot, but it's not super wide, but it's not also narrow, so there's that as well. They both fit fairly well. You do have to break in and play with the laces. So typically how I lace this one is it's a little bit more loose on these laces, and then I'll tighten it up, especially on this top lace, because I want to be locked in, right? Now, this one, when I first wore it, it definitely pinched me on the sides. But after a while, they broke in, and they broke in pretty good. So once they break in, they're phenomenal. I actually have another pair that I play strictly for outdoors. I don't mix in my indoor and outdoor sneakers. I know that sounds probably a little bougie, and if you don't have the ability to do so, I totally get it. But if you do have the ability to do so, because the dirt that you get on a concrete floor can affect how the traction is on an indoor court, and that kind of nullifies the point of playing in performance sneakers. So, cushioning setups, we have a full-length Zoom unit on the GT Cut 2 with a full-length React unit on top of that, and that's a midsole that you input as well. And then the midsole has a small little hexagon Zoom unit, so you're almost getting a double stacked Zoom unit on the heel, React and Zoom throughout the whole entire shoe. The comfort is amazing, right? And you feel quick, you feel light in these. When it comes to weight, I don't know off the top how much heavier these may be, but they're fairly heavy, right? As you can see, I'm probably sweating like a dog because New York City is super humid. So pardon me if you see me glistening and sweating like I'm a psycho. And then the cushioning on these are just out of this world, right? I mean, you have two huge Zoom units separately, and then you have a full-length Zoom unit, and then you have Cushlon, which is a carrier foam, which is crazy to have that as a carrier foam. And then you have that caged in this sort of an eclipse plate that you see from the Jordan 34, 35, and 36, but it's Pebax, which is also another type of plastic that is very firm and bouncy. So there's that, right? It's just encapsulated in Nike jumping tech. So that's why, hence the name, the Nike GT Jump. And these are for probably, more guard play, more quicker play. Can you wear both of these? No problem. Sure you can. Now, the only person I really see wearing these in the NBA is Nikola Jokic, who happens to be one of the better players in the league, if not the best player in the moment. We've seen what he just did in the finals. But a lot of players wear the GT Cut 2s, and I've seen guards wear them. I've seen power forwards wear them. So Julius Randle wears them. Drew Holiday wear them. Jordan Poole. There's a lot of players that wear the GT Cut 2.0, and it is a phenomenal sneaker, and I understand why they would wear it. I feel like because it's a low cut, and a lot of basketball sneakers have gone to a lower cut sneaker, you get a lot more mobility on the ankle, and it's just something as a guard in particular that probably feels really good, right? Just feels nice to have freedom in your ankles. But this is a great sneaker as well. Like I said, I have an outdoor version that I strictly wear for outdoors. And then as far as the GT Cuts, I do have an indoor version only. I haven't tried these outdoors. I think the traction is good enough for outdoor usage, but me personally, I haven't worn it for outdoors. Same thing goes for this. This is herringbone all throughout. Traction is phenomenal, whether you're playing in an indoor court or outdoor court. But yeah, the traction is pretty good on this one as well. Both are great sneakers. If I had to give this like a ranking system, I think this is a solid 7.5, 8 out of 10. Does it cater to everybody? No. I think that's the only downfall, or one of the major downfalls on this shoe, is because it's such a high cut. It's not for everybody. And a lot of sneakers have now gone to the low cut to at most the mid cut. And I think this one misses the mark on that. But the Nike GT Jump 2 is more of a mid cut, so I'm interested to see how that plays. We will get that sneaker very shortly, right? As far as this one, I think this is going to cater to a lot more basketball players, especially if you're a guard, maybe a lighter person. But the cushion is phenomenal on these as well, right? So you're not really skipping out on cushion on these, so don't feel like you're cutting yourself short if you decided to go with these. These are on sale again. Dick's Sporting Goods, I think, has them for $110. Nike, if you put a discount, $115. These are both highly available. I know this is weird to do these videos now, but if you think about it, this is the best time to get both of these sneakers right now. They're going to be at least 40 to 50% off. So if you're eyeing these may be a better performance sneaker than the next model, right? So if you're eyeing performance shoes, you want to play basketball again, this is something you're interested in, really take a look into these two in particular right now, because we don't know how well the next iteration will play. And just for example, like I love the Jordan 36, right? And not that the Jordan 37 was a bad performance sneaker, but if I had a preference, I'd probably prefer playing in the Jordan 36. Now, I will do a comparison between the 36 and the 37 very shortly. But yeah, it's the same scenario. Sometimes the previous model may outperform the newest model because sometimes it just is what it is. It's just how it happens sometimes. So I'll give you an example. I can't think of an exact example right now, but I'm sure there's plenty of examples that the previous version outplayed and outperformed the sneaker that comes afterwards. If you guys know any, definitely let me know down below. But yeah, this is just a quick take on basketball sneakers. And that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, two of the best Nike sneakers you can get in your hands to play ball in. And they look pretty good. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed this video. We out. Peace.